Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's project is an all-natural soap, no fragrance, no color. It uses olive oil as its main ingredient and oatmeal that is very soothing for the skin. If you're interested in more soapy creations and DIY projects, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, sarassoap. Let's get started. We do have the olive oil, castor oil and shea butter melted in here and combined, measured it out beforehand. First thing I like to do is mix the oatmeal inside the oils. So we are going to use, for this size, 4 tablespoons. So we have time to really combine it well before we add the lye, and then we have too much tray. So I'm gonna try to trap the oatmeal under the stick blender and then give it a whisk. This oil has been infused with chamomile, and the way I like to do it is I just grab one of these filters, tea filters or coffee filter, whatever you have at hand. You fill it with chamomile and then you put it into a double boiler or a regular pot, and you leave it on a very low heat for a couple of hours. Okay, so our oatmeal has been incorporated into the oils. Now we want to check if the lye water and the oils are at about the same temperature. So it's exactly both at 47 degrees, 116, which is okay given that this soap has a lot of liquid oils. It's mainly olive oil. So it's okay that we start soaping right now. Alright, so we're gonna pour the lye water into the oils, and I'm gonna use a sieve just because it's a bigger quantity and it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm not using any fragrance for this soap because it's a soap for sensitive skin, so we avoid every kind of fragrance. It smells anyways like olive oil and it's awesome. Looks great. I also added some sodium lactate into the lye water solution just to make unmolding easier, since this is a very liquid soap recipe with a lot of olive oil. You want to be sure that you can unmold. I'm gonna grab our molds. See what I'm doing here. It smells really very natural and nice of chamomile and olive oil. It's just a beautiful soap that It's also quite inexpensive to make because it doesn't use any fragrance oil. You could also use a fragrance oil with it, why not? Something like a milk or a honey or an oatmeal type of thing would fit very well, in my opinion. But I like to have it completely natural. So some of the customers that love to have all natural products, they can use this. Even people who are sensitive and react to fragrances, or little babies or children. So that's really good. At this point I want to give it a quick mix, just to make sure that everything stays nice and fluid. It's really good if you can pour it while it's fluid, so you don't have any issues with thickening up or anything annoying. And this soap will need a couple of days, if not a week, before you can completely unmold it. And it's totally okay. I mean, we don't need to rush anything on this one. And then for the curing time, I also like to leave it even a couple of months, just that it is really hard enough to be used. I mean, you could use it before, that's not a problem at all, but soap typically gets better with time. That's something that even our grandmothers knew. Soap, you buy it in advance, and the more you leave it, the better it gets. A bit like wine, I would say. Like this soap is from 1963. Alright, so we're gonna let it sleep for a couple of days, and we're gonna have a look at it, how it looks tomorrow or in 2 days. So it's a few days later, and I'm trying also a different angle here to film. So we're gonna start by pulling the soap mold to see if we can release. This is soft oil, high amount of soft oil recipe, therefore you need to check and make sure that you're ready. So it looks quite okay right now, so let's see if we can release them easily. See the airlock breaking, and it looks pretty good. So you want to do this gently, you don't want to rush the process. If you see that the soap is sticky or it sticks still to the mold, then just leave it for a couple of more days. Sometimes soap needs a little bit more time, and that's totally okay. You want to be patient with soap. Perfect. Do you see the oatmeal speckles? It's quite cute. It looks creamy and natural. And this is the last one. And this is how it comes out. So now we're gonna stamp the soap. So the soaps are lined up and ready to be stamped. This is my soap stamp. You can see this is my logo. This is what I'm gonna stamp today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place the stamp where I want to have it, and then with a rubber mallet you just give it a little tap, and this is how it looks. It's pretty easy, doesn't take too much time. Depending on your recipe and when you unmold or how soft it is, you will see if it's ready to stamp or not. Sometimes you need to push a little harder. Sometimes you want to wait a little bit because the soap is too soft. And if you look at the stamp while you're stamping, you see when this stamp has penetrated the soap. So something you will develop. These are acrylic stamps. I will leave a link down in the description where I got mine, but I got mine in Germany from a soap stamp maker, but you can find it in the US as well. And then you can send in your logo or whatever you want to have, and they'll make it custom made for you. Alright, that's it. We're done. And this is how they look once they're all stamped. Alright, I hope you enjoyed and see you soon.